time for some tea with your nearest neighbors. I am in the fortunate position of having secured through magic an invite to Comet. This is not a browser built by the browser company. This is a browser built by Perplexity, the latest in AI search tools, positioning itself to challenge Google for the throne when it comes to helping people find the information they need as they need it. I'm really curious to see what their take on browsing the internet looks like. Let's dive in. Yeah, we're gonna open it. It was cooler the first time. It took over my entire screen. Darn it. Oh well. I hope you're able to hear how beautiful this sounds. Alright, unlock my personal assistant. Pick up where I left off. Wow. Look at all of the different browsers I have. Now I love that it's able to pick up on my different personas for my different browsers. We've got my code mode. This is what I use when I'm streaming. But they also have, you can see that I used to have an arc with a special persona for when I was working on clients' work. There was with Builder. And you can tell that Chrome, you're just one person with Chrome. It doesn't really let you have these personas. But let's see, I'm gonna go with my home sona. Wow, I get to choose a different planet. I'm just gonna, there you go. I'm sure that won't come back to haunt me. I like this one, of course. It's Earth, it's pretty cool. Oh, they are planets. I'm digging this. This is a nice design choice. There's someone out there who graduated from design school and is incredibly happy they got to run with this. Does it allow me to increase it? Wow, okay. You may be my default browser for the next 2 weeks. We're going to do a VM relationship. And yes, I'll let you share crash reports and such because I'm not a monster. Do I want to change it to Comet? Yep. And I'm going to just close out the little welcome to Comet, which is very beautifully done. I should hope that whatever I create has such a beautiful, theatrically inspired onboarding. All right. Well, I appreciate that it allowed me to pick the pretty colors for this browser. Let's see what we can do. I'm just gonna give you my entire screen for maximum impact. What? Yeah, come on. There we go. Yes. Wait, what? Where did you go? Come back. No! I don't know what happened there. There was a thing about checking out my new assistant, and then I ended up on the main page. I didn't do that on purpose. Let's continue with my Google account. Yay. Okay. So we have like a fun little group of tablets here. I'm not really sure why. Like this NVDA, like did it pick this up? Was this something left over from somewhere? I don't know. It's getting awfully friendly with the locations in here. No one asked it about. It's got a YouTube tab. I don't, why? I'd like to know where it got these initial bits here. I suppose it got those from checking me out. Oh, because it's on Chromium. Look at this. It's got all of my favorites. I'm gonna go ahead and sign in. You'd think it would just be easier to sign into Blue Sky. There we go. This is what I wanted. Yay! Now I'm in Blue Sky. Okay. Mostly I wanted to do this because I wanted to experiment with what the different tabs experience is like. This is my site. Let's go ahead and go to the YouTubes. Nothing too embarrassing here. Well, you can tell I've been watching K-pop Demon Hunters. I have not been watching any of the new Disney films that have been coming out. Sorry, just not that great. Right, view my channel. I did actually post a video of Dia. Look at that, 173 views. It's got 2 views more than the live casting of First Looks. You can see that my channel hasn't been active for a while. I apologize. Like, my last post was 9 years ago. I had 364 views. Hopefully some of our longtime subscribers will come back. I'm just kidding. Nobody's coming back. I just wanted to stash these videos somewhere for posterity. Okay, I don't know why I would want time here, so I'm just gonna like remove. Okay. Yes. You can edit widgets. What? I'll allow Comet to understand my location. That feels a little weird, but only because I am on camera. What's this Zen thing? Zen. Do something, Zen. It's not. Huh. Maybe it's just there to look pretty? I don't know. But there's this. This must be the assistant. Find important unanswered emails. Huh. Discover. I guess Discover is like news. It's got stocks. You know, it's interesting, but like if I want to keep up with stocks, I usually just go to my Fidelity account or Yahoo and search there. It's hard for me to imagine what I could track that I would meaningfully be able to track in a situation like this. Maybe it's for day traders? I'm not really a day trader, so I don't know. I feel like stock widgets are things people put on their websites, put on their dashboards to feel important. Maybe if you work at a company that's publicly traded, like Meta or something, you want to wake up every morning and, you know, like feel your hypothetical net worth growing. I don't know. I do know that I once had a friend right before the big financial crisis who, like, that was her retirement. And so she did kind of watch it like a hawk. And I was like, why are you doing that? I wouldn't recommend that myself. All right, there's this top sites one, but it doesn't look like I can add it. Yeah, and then stickies. I don't know what stickies are. I guess it's just like you can write a note. Let's see. Maybe they can do things. Okay. Get milk. Oh, or my favorite. I have done some good stickies in the past. Right now I have one that says, don't fret problems you don't have. So I'm going to add that here. With the parenthetical yet. All right, what's this Zen mode? Let's see. I want to see what this is. Oh. Ooh. Oh, it's playing music. This is actually pretty. I wish people would add more delight to their products these days. Okay, let's see what else we've got here. I'm wondering, do we have any people from the Perplexity team in the audience? If so, yay, take notes. No, we don't. It's okay. Let's check out what else we've got. We got finance, we got travel, academic. What happens when we click on these? Wow. I guess it's an idea of what you can put together. You know, you can, I suppose, edit these. Yeah, create watch list. We'll put in Amazon, Microsoft, and oh yeah, Meta, because I've worked at all these places before. There we go. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, now I can just feel bad for all of them as they go up and down. But that's the thing, like these show, I think, day change. What do I do if I want to, I'd like to show, you know, change over month. I'm a month over month kind of person. Like when I'm investing, I'm not looking at day changes. I'm looking at trends. So I'm not sure what good this watch list is if I can't edit like what I'm looking at here. That's okay. Financials, historical data. Okay, maybe, oh, yeah, it's switched over to just one. That's not too terrible. Earnings. Screener. Oh yeah, so you can just sit here and watch people's earnings reports. This is an interesting idea. It's an interesting idea. I suspect what we're looking at here are little dashboards that we can set up. Travel. All of these AI generated travel bits. What things to do in the Dolomites. Well, this is interesting. I get the impression that this tablet here is just kind of an idea of what you could set up. These aren't actually a part of the interaction. It's just sort of like you could set up a landing page for something else, I think. And you can pin it open. That's good. I'm just trying to see. Ooh, let's see, if I wanted to close it, customize sidebar. Finance, travel, academic, okay, I can turn them off. That's a pity. I would love it if I could add my own shopping tab here and it would populate with items that I've seen in my travels that I could purchase and things I might like. It'd be nice because then it could see what I'm looking at in Amazon.com and it could suggest things, for instance, from Etsy.com. There's so many times when I buy something on Amazon and I can't help but wonder, was this available somewhere else? Would I have found more interesting things if I bought from there? So there's a real chance, I think, for these sidebars to change things up. Let's see what this library is. What are the latest? It's remembered my my things that I've looked for on Perplexity proper. It's interesting. It's a part of something called library, full of my own searches. Home, discover. What's under home? It's just the chatbot. Oh yeah, there's an upgrade to pro here option. Month max is 200 bucks a month. Well, you know, when I hit my limits, I'm into it. What's business? 40 per seat per month. Okay, you know, good for you, Perplexity. Now get me out. We'll go back. Oh, I can't. Nah. Oh yes! Look at this! Yes! I love that we can Command++ to grow the size of the UX, the user interface. We weren't able to do this with Dia, the new AI browser out from the browser company. We were not able to like make the sidebar fonts bigger. We are able to do that here. I love it because this is a big screen, and I know you at home probably won't be able to see half of this at whatever size you're viewing. So I love being able to bump the font size up. It also makes it a little easier for me to do things at a distance. Sometimes I'm reclining. Oh, they got incognito mode, tasks, connectors. What's in connectors? Let's go to connectors. Oh, Gmail with calendar. Gmail and calendar data in search results. Ooh, and I can link my my WhatsApp account. Oh, hang on a minute. Let me enable this. Okay, well, the long and short of it is that you can use it with your WhatsApp. So you can like text to Perplexity from WhatsApp. I was kind of hoping that it would do something a little bit different from that, but that's okay. I understand that we can't always have the things that we want. But if we try, sometimes we might just get what we need. All right, so connectors. I did link it. It's just not being very good about it. Okay, so it's neat that we connect those. What are pro perks? Well, maybe it's I can change my username. Yeah, we are not doing Ratch Nabo ever again. It's nearest neighbors. Don't you forget it. There we go. That's much better. I love it. Okay. Personalization. Oh yeah. I am not a software engineer who likes to play guitar and go hiking. I'm an American expat in London. I work in tech and was an award-winning cartoonist. I like long hikes around megalithic structures and fancy oolong tea. Don't at me. Also, founder. The end. Perfect. That should help make all of Perplexity's responses far more useful to me. Okay. Watch lists. Sports? Oh, God, no. I can't believe they added that. Remove it. Okay, I did add some finance bits. I wish that they could allow you to add sectors. For instance, I'm really interested in the rare earths sector as well as biotech and semiconductors. You just don't, like follow. You can only follow index funds, and there are a bunch of them. I'm more interested in the news in those areas than I am in individual stocks. Yeah, it's okay. Oh yeah. Oh my God, look, they've got the slash shortcuts. We saw these with Dia. but I'm curious where we can use them. We've got the Teach Me Comet. If I click on this, what happens? Okay, there we go. And then advanced. Ew. Oh, it's already giving me a headache. There's a lot going on that I don't understand. Like, there's the mode is using search. This is fast. Then there's research to get research on anything. And then there's labs, create products from scratch, turn your ideas into completed docs, slides, dashboards, and more. And that's a pro feature. So is research. Well, apparently so is search. 3 queries remaining today. Okay, yeah. So we get 3 queries for search and 3 queries for research. Okay, nice, try before you buy. So definitely Comet is for Perplexity subscribers. You would only want to use this browser if you have a Perplexity subscription. So it's not, I mean, on the one hand, I'm like, what a throwaway. On the other hand, I'm like, well, we have been talking about what would happen if people actually paid to use the internet. Used to be people would use like Facebook, which is ad funded, or Chrome, which is arguably ad funded, to access the internet. This is like a paid model, which makes me think about like, maybe Perplexity is the company that's going to have to end up brokering deals with the web to continue creating free content. Let's keep poking around. I like that there's a usage metrics area. I want to learn how to use these shortcuts. I bet you could even like port over some of the skills from Dia and use them here. This is one of those things where I love the idea, but it is not, get an idea, this is not a distinguishing feature, as it's very easy to reproduce. And when you're able to reproduce a feature, what you end up competing on is the best user experience and user acquisition. So that's when I'm thinking about this in terms of like, I am a person investing in a future. It's like, cool, but I feel like that's just where the bar is. It's not actually like raising the bar. Ah, yes, I've got $9 remaining. I can see my own usage metric. Wow. I don't think many people are going to want to see a invoicing portal in there. Yeah, that's a lot, man. Okay. All right. They don't have a lot of connectors right now, which is sad. I look forward to seeing this grow, but at least it does connect with Gmail and Calendar. I'm going to try to enable that. Oh my god. So it's basically, it's asking for like a bajillion things. It wants to view my emails and edit them and create. And it's so, I'm not ready for this. I am so, let's do that in a follow-up. I am not ready for this level of commitment to a device that only allows me like 6 searches a day. Let's see what happens when we hit new. Oh, spaces. What space? Okay, this is the welcome space. Create a dedicated space to help you organize sources, threads, and collaborate around a specific topic. So is this where I'm going to be dumping all of my hundreds of open tabs? Okay. Trip Planner Pro. Huh. What is this? Okay. Okay, I actually don't want to... You know what? Let's do this. Arrange a trip to Stonehenge for Halloween. See what happens. I'm reading like the opening blog to a recipe collection. It sounds like a magical idea. Halloween at Stonehenge. Let's make it an amazing experience. What are my top interests? Aliens. It's asking a lot of questions. This is one of the things I don't like. I wish it would just ask me questions one at a time instead of one of these long-ass things. It's like I want options, not questions. Okay, I can see that this is going to be... Are these real real images, or are they just generated? Where are they from? Viator. Got it. Okay. Alright, good to know. Let's go back to spaces. There's Discover, Home, Discover. Discover is kind of like, I get the impression it's like a landing page. This has far too much American politics in it for me. India is not a dead economy. I also really have to give props to the designers for using this serif font. It's I love it. It's just such a nice jump away from oh no, Musk using X to boost far-right European politics. Can I get something like I just want kittens. There's nothing good on this page. U.S. job cuts surged to pandemic levels in July as tech sector leads layoffs. Well, I guess you know why I'm doing a video. I just want finance and tech and culture. There you go. That's it. I don't come here to be entertained. Indexes thousands of private ChatGPT conversations. Yep, that makes sense. Turns out what you ask ChatGPT is very valuable. Cognitive disadvantage without AI glasses. Well, of course you'd say something like that if you're trying to sell something. You know, even just turning on arts, there's just way too much politics in this feed. Let's go somewhere else. I will try to turn that into a feed that is more actionable or delightful for me. There's really not a lot I can do from London at this point besides voting. Yeah, but it is kind of tough. Like, if you've been in the market for looking for a job in tech right now, it's balls. I'm sorry, it's terrible out there. Like, oh my god. I think it's a good time to just give up and put your head down and build something because stuff's just really topsy-turvy out there. It reminds me a lot of the financial crisis in 2008, except that one was brought about by bankers. I feel like this one's going to be brought around by hallucinations. Only trust things you can feel with your hands. We've got technology, got finance, case study generator, interesting. Crypto coin explorer, well, we know who this was made for. People and ops, HR Central. IT help desk, huh. Who do I contact? My Slack still won't launch? Interesting. I don't know that I would like look around in here for this versus just starting a conversation. Let me create a new space, call it Animal Rescue. I recently tried to rescue a pigeon. It didn't work. The pigeon died anyway. It was a very rough Monday. What is this space? How to use it? If you find a lost animal, come here to figure out okay. Do I have to like tell it a you are or a blah de blah? Okay, you are an you are an idiot. Okay, you are an inspiration, an amazing woman, an enemy of Christ, and you are an idiot. Ha 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 ha. About as uplifting as the Google autofill. Added instructions. All right. Respond in a formal tone. Da, da, da. Respond with resources in the London, UK area. Reference UK organizations for steps and recommendations. All right, let's try that. Okay, let's try. I found a poorly pigeon. He is not moving, but alert and holding his head at a funny angle. I know the answer to this. Let's see if it does. The answer is it'll break your heart on a Monday morning. Sorry, my graveyard humor is not always appropriate. Thank you for helping this pigeon. You're welcome. Pigeon is alert but not moving and holding its head at an angle. May be sick or suffered head injury. Gently place him in a cardboard box. I put him in my bathtub. No water, of course. Do not attempt to feed or give water. I gave him some sugar water. It's what I would have done for my chickens in the same situation. Contact them, wildlife protection. Unfortunately, pigeons are not wildlife. They are a domestic animal and thus feral. A lot of these shelters will put them down. Wandsworth Animal Rescue. Hedgehog or pigeon. Okay, that's interesting. Huh, let's open this up. Site can't be reached. Interesting. Wildlife Rescue and Ambulance. RSPCA Injured Bird Service? Huh. Looks like these don't work. Does the Facebook one work? Oh gosh. Unavailable at the moment. Wow, all this content doesn't work. It doesn't go anywhere. I could add a shortcut to save this query, which is a lot like how Dia works, except with Dia, most of this conversation would be available in the sidebar, viewing a regular website. Okay, I'm just going to leave it there. There's some templates. Let's have a peek. We'll add trip planner. What's this add button do? It doesn't do anything. I'm just going to say use this template so I can, okay, space is ready. Invite contributors. I will add my partner there. Okay, this could kind of be cool. Like, you know, I could go and invite my partner into that. That would actually be pretty darn handy. I like this multimodality. I think this is something that we weren't seeing in Dia that could be quite useful. Yeah, all right. Private, create space, Perplexity support, and you can just add a new space, and there's a bunch of templates. What we're seeing here is that templates really make or break it. Essay grader, tutor me. Ooh, I do like this one. Ooh, Psych 50 class space. I kind of like this one. We're going to use this template because this is kind of my jam. I want to learn more about vector databases. I recently spoke with someone who was telling me, and he's a database nerd too, and you know I'm a database nerd because this is my favorite book. This was like the best summer read ever. The exercises are normalizing relational databases on paper, graph paper. It's delightful. I highly recommend the Manga Guide to Databases. But I was saying I really wanted to see it updated to include NoSQL and vector databases, which the book kind of hand waves against. But learning about like how to manage access to databases so that people aren't trying to edit the same thing at the same time and causing major conflicts is really foundational whenever you're trying to think about things like change management or state. These principles, they repeat over and over again. So I would obviously be like, I know a lot about relational databases from reading the Manga Guide to Databases. But the book doesn't explain NoSQL or vector databases. Can you teach me about them? Let's see what this is like. Okay, not only SQL, don't require fixed schema. Yeah, it's basically you get an index and a dump of data. Love it. Designed to handle large volumes of data at scale, and they scale horizontally across many servers. Yeah, it's basically like it's kind of like a package exchange where you come with a bunch of luggage, you give it to the counter, and they give you a ticket, an index, and it goes into storage. You know, you're not returning individual items when you get that ticket index, but you do know, you know, it's stored there, and you can go back and find things using different algorithms. Okay. Vector databases. Okay, 4 major categories of NoSQL. Ooh, document store, park things in JSON, catalogs, user profiles, key value store. Yep, caching, session management. Ooh, very nice. Redis. Hello. Ah, yes, column family store. I would like it to expand on that. Let's add to follow up. What are these? And the key differences: schema flexibility, don't have to define tables and columns in advance. Scalability, adding more servers is relatively straightforward. Yep, you just keep adding them. Pick up where you left off. Joins are limited. Most NoSQLs handle relationships differently or not at all. Yes, the most difficult part is taken care of. All right, so got this record. Here's the JSON, no tables, just flexible documents. All right, vector databases. Specialized NoSQL databases designed for similarity search, finding items that are close or similar in meaning to properties. Vector embeddings, arrays of numbers that represent items like images, audio, etc. Common in AI applications. Yep, we know. How does it work? Oh, yep, here we got little embeddings. Search for something similar to Article 1. The database finds vectors close together in this multidimensional place. This would be like a 3D space. They'd be like in a cube. Pinecone, We Aviate, Milvus, Face by Facebook, embedded in other databases. Fast similarity search finds by nearest neighbors, somebody's last name. And scaling for AI needs, connects to what you know, when to use each. Relationals, great for banking, inventory, transactional systems. NoSQL is great for catalogs. Vectors, great for search engines and AI assistants. That's okay. It's not quite as much fun as normalizing a relational database. Let's find out more about columns and families. Central understanding. I find it interesting that it at first I was like, what are these? But these are learn more. There's an introduction to Cassandra column family, Cassandra data model. Okay, so now it's bringing all of these things, these additional bits. Okay. Column family is similar to a table in a relational database, but more flexible. Okay. Container for an ordered collection of rows. Each row is so kind of like a sheet in Google Sheets. Okay, so I like TutorMe very much, apparently. This is really becoming my jam, so to speak. So we've got TutorMe, Weirdo News Place, and Animal Rescue. Let's see what we can find in the Discover section about arts. Gosh, darn! The White House is in here too. Where are they pulling all of this stuff? Partly because I'm here in the UK. It's it's just slightly less interesting. NYC graffiti legend Lady Pink installs full-scale subway station in UK gallery. Ooh, that sounds pretty awesome. Ecuadorian born. Okay, yeah. And let's see what happens. This is on Perplexity. Where are they getting this information from? Oh, this was created from 10 sources. Okay. So there were bits already written about this elsewhere. Perplexity just smooshed them together into one article with references. Not to say I don't do the same thing when I'm writing. Alright. I'm gonna turn on research. Whoa! Doesn't want me to. Is that because I'm out of credits? Teach me Comet. Alright, let's try that. Well, we downloaded it. Sidebar uses Comet Assistant. You're always on AI Sidekick. There we go. What is the shortcut for it? It's Alt-A. Alright, so it's Alt-A. Opens it, closes it. It's got library, open in tab, add new thread. Interesting. Okay. Core features, AI-powered search, contextual assistant, sidebar can summarize things. Oh yeah, what I love is when I highlight something, look at that, it updates over here very clearly. This was something Dia didn't really do. You could see that you'd highlighted something, but you didn't really get feedback about what was highlighted. They added shortcuts, agentic automation, can be instructed to conduct full workloads. Wow, organize meeting notes, auto book appointments, and interact with websites as if it's a virtual human assistant. I kind of want to try that now. Expanded app integrations, approved compatibility with Chrome extensions, Google services, enhanced privacy settings, summarization, skill gallery, community prompts, personalized specific queries to try. Summarize the latest megalithic structure research published in 2025 focusing on England. Well, let's try it. Okay, plan weekend hike, compare top-rated oolong teas available for delivery in London, draft a LinkedIn post celebrating tech product launch. Automate grouping of all tabs relating to cartooning techniques for my current project. Close the rest. Oof. That's a lot. Alright, compelling use case and prompt examples shared on social media include a workflow, draft client emails, summarize legal documents, shopping, order groceries, and compared pizza takeout prices, summarize a week worth of news articles, create a project plan from a YouTube tutorial, all directly in the browser. Interesting. Most compelling overall use case is turning browsing into an automated contextual workflow. Compressing complex multi-step digital workflows into single natural language-driven experience, letting you focus on creation and discovery. The assistant and sidebar model doesn't just answer questions, it acts for you. Ooh. I'm gonna have to try this for a couple of weeks, obviously, before I can say that it's, one way or the other. But I suspect this could be super awesome. This could be very useful. The book Stone Circle... Oh, I'm checking out the research. This book Stone Circles, a Field Guide, has been nominated for Book of the Year in 2025. Okay, that's really cool. It catalogs 424 stone circle sites across Britain and Ireland and incorporates up-to-date field research. I saw this. I actually really liked the book. I was just disappointed that it did not include any of the European stone circle sites. Believe it or not, megaliths that we are familiar with in England, they come from a period of time in human development when the British Channel that separates Great Britain from France was actually bone dry because of glaciation. There may be megaliths underwater right now that we don't know of, but there was a community of European Homo sapiens that built big megaliths, and they regularly came over from the European main continent to here and back, and these were part of their culture. So it disappoints me that a field guide would be limited to just this area when there are other places that should be included in any comprehensive guide to megalithic structures over in Europe. I hope they'll come up with a second edition or maybe part 2 that adds additional compendium to the set. And an archaeologist discovered 2 new Neolithic stone structures in Dartmoor. For the first find in over a century. Ooh, okay. And where do I find more about that? I guess it's in Popular Mechanics. Might help form a sacred arc. While it's super cool, and all of the things in this browser look, very useful, it's also kind of intimidating. There's just so much going on at any given time. There's the assistant, there's the sources, there's steps that it's been taken, which, I realize the steps are very useful. It's what I have with Claude to see what Claude is up to and what Claude is thinking. But I feel like there's just so much going on here that it's a lot, and then the related, share, export, rewrite, add shortcut, related, thumbs up, thumbs down, copy, view sources, report. Well, there's sources here, so I'm not sure why you'd ask me about those twice, and then, add to space, remove, expiration. What does that even mean? Export as PDF, export as more, export as subjects, delete, bookmark. And of course, it doesn't help that I have the assistant open, so I'm going to close that. But just to put it out there, this is cool. It looks super, super powerful, but it also can feel like once we start exploring outside of home, discover, and spaces, it gets overwhelming fast. I'm still not sure what the difference between discover and spaces is. I guess discover is sort of like a front page. This strikes me as something like, unless this gets really good fast at figuring out what I want to see, there's a good chance I just won't look here. There's some stocks, I guess, in this. It reflects Bitcoin and VIX. Like, there's some stocks, there's some temperatures. It just feels kind of jumbled together. And this is all very America-centric news. I'm in the UK. I need to pay attention to UK politics. Am I going to get deported tomorrow? I would love to know about it here first. Instead, I'm seeing a lot of stuff about Trump in the US. I wonder if this is just what it's like to live in the rest of the world and to open your landing page and just see nothing but American news, American companies, American ideologies. It's a little tiring. I'm not sure that this is really what I wanted to see. Tech and science. We're gonna $50 says we can't make it to the bottom without seeing something about Trump or Elon Musk. U.S. Army and Palantir, Apple. Okay, you could doom scroll here quite a bit. Amazon backed Fable launches AI platform for custom TV shows. Interesting. So like generated shows. I knew this would be our future one day. So this is just big mashups. Yeah. So the Discover tab, I doubt I would end up using very much because it's very clearly the algorithm is being influenced by something that's not me. These are not the kinds of news stories I want to hear about. I want to hear who's winning like Lake Gobeline's animation festivals, that sort of thing. And I don't feel like I have the ability to customize this. It feels like I wouldn't trust what I'm being fed here. It could be trying to encourage me to sell certain stocks so somebody on the other side can make a profit. I wouldn't know. I don't trust it. The templates are kind of cool. I would just get rid of Discover and only use the templates. The templates make me feel like this is what Dia was trying to do with skills, only like times 100. Okay, let me put this another way. Spaces is projects. Spaces is Claude Projects. What it should have here is like a little importer for importing your Claude projects, because I got so many Claude projects that I could import from here. So maybe we'll see that in the future. The Discover, like I said, it's an AI generated news page. I don't really like the control that you have. And the home is just, you know, an input for the black box. I think that's what we have. I think that's as far as it's going to go. I don't understand why this is a plus button, because it doesn't really let you add anything. Like, why is there a plus button? Wait, hang on a minute. I bet I know. What? Okay. How do you close and open this? Pin sidebar. Can I pin it and then have it open? Nope. Okay. Alt E. Alt A. There we go. Let's see if I can make the assistant bigger. Nope. Darn it. No, I can't change the font size on the assistant. That's bollocks. They do let me do a screenshot, so I'm gonna actually say, like, find me this person. Let's see if it can go see if it can find out this person. Oh no, it's using the page. It's not actually going to go look up my face. That's too darn bad. I was hoping this would be an excellent tool. Oh yeah, like look at that. Obviously, that's who I am right there. Yeah, I have no idea. Wow, this is kind of weird things to associate with my identity. Huh. Or the question that I asked. Okay, so the UI is a little bit wonky. If you want to do things on this main landing page, you aren't going to get this sidebar from anywhere. You only really get to use the tabs across the top, and if you want to use any of Perplexity's cool features, you know, you'll have to come back to this Command T, new tab, to use this side, you know, spaces, which is basically Claude's projects. There's no way to import Claude. Ultimate verdict. I'm going to park myself on my own page while I state this. The ultimate verdict for Comet is it's pretty cool. I'm going to use it for the next couple of weeks. I suspect that it is a slightly more sophisticated version of Dia that can also incorporate the bits of my Claude projects. Now, do I want to pay $20 a month and go all in on a brand new browser to get its maximum utility? let's find out if the free version prevents me from getting shit done in the next 2 weeks. I'll come back and check in and let you know if this has been a life changer for me, or if I'm still just poking around in Claude and Notion all day, with sometimes jumping out to do my bills in Arc. I am hoping that the promise Perplexity makes, where you can automate things across multiple tabs and interact with your calendar and your email, I am hoping that that is a reality. I would love that ability to wake up in the morning, see what's next on my itinerary, and to be able just to, like, say, research these people that I'm going to be meeting with, so we have some things to talk about. I think there need to be some more connectors. I'd love to see a Notion connector, and I'd also love the ability to connect my own model, like Claude. I'm not sure what the mobile story is like, if I can keep all of my settings and responses in the Perplexity app. Like, what's the share between these? I did notice some of my Perplexity app searches showed up, but not many of them. So I wonder how much is shared between the accounts, or if it's a fragmented experience. That said, when I look at the amount of effort they've put into polishing this experience, it does strike me as being head and shoulders above where Dia is. I feel a little sad for saying that, but I really wanted to. Oh, look, it's got evaluate this deal in there. Love it. I feel like right now, both of these browsers are competing on user experience and UI, and Arc had the advantage. Dia's features in Arc would have stood out from Perplexity's browser significantly. And, being able to rotate between personas, if you just added something like spaces/projects with that, coupled with skills, amazing. Also, if Perplexity's Comet can do automations with your calendar and email account out of the box, that's pretty powerful, as I think that's something that Dia hints at, but it's not really possible. There's read, but there's no write. So far, yeah, of the AI browsers I have experienced, I would say Comet is currently in the lead. I'll try it out for 2 weeks, and I'll let you know what I think. Meanwhile, if you've tried them out and you're having fun, and you have opinions, by all means share them. Follow me on the socials. You can find me at nearestneighbors.com. That's neighbors, Nabors, because my ancestors would never have won at a game of Wheel of Fortune. Now, yeah, follow me. Let's talk more about the future of browsing the web. And will we ever look at websites again if we can just ask the browser to do stuff for us and click buttons? All right, see you later.